I have never drawn anything before this art journey. Nothing as a kid, high school, college, nothing. It all started with my friends on Discord drawing their personas. I was inspired by what I was seeing from them, so I figured, why not try? I pulled out my old iPad and this cheap stylus and just started drawing on this new app I downloaded, Ibis Paint X. What I came up with is this. This is my first ever drawing and I'm pretty proud of it to this day. But if I'm analyzing it today, I can tell that I'm making a lot of mistakes.
Look at the top of his head!
The ear is way too high. The torso is overblown. This hand is flipped the wrong way. And the line quality is just all over the place. I didn't draw much of anything else, until one day my friend Jerry posted an interesting video from PewDiePie. I was amazed at his growth in only a year, and I wanted to try it out. I'll start throwing some of the early couple of months of drawings on screen. One of the biggest problems is that it was taking me so many hours just to complete a single drawing. However, my entire goal was to be able to draw my ideas, and if it took me a while, then so be it. It was painful though. I was actually liking drawing so much that I got myself a sketchbook. I started practicing with a pencil and drew what I could. And then suddenly, I killed my motivation for drawing, only 2 months in. I watched a YouTube video on how to draw the fundamentals of shapes, and oh my god, this was so boring. The professor in the video said something like,
this will be pulled at more of an angle than that one. This will be pulled downward more than this one. Like so. And I know you're thinking, well, how does he know that? Perspective. I'll get there.
Me, I'm thinking, what are you on about? I don't know anything about the concept of perspective at this point. Being this confused and drawing things I didn't even find entertaining made me feel like I would just have to draw boring things for years before I could draw anything meaningful. So, I stopped. I quit. Almost 2 months later, one of my friends, Joxy, tells me about this anatomy class she watched from this Disney animator. And oh my, this was my reintroduction into drawing. I was actually practicing something that I felt like had meaning. I learned about human anatomy, such as how to draw the eyes, hands, feet, torso, and I didn't stop there. A friend at work actually let me borrow their book, How to Draw the Marvel Way. The biggest takeaway I got from this is actually learning about 1, 2, and 3 point perspectives. I mean, at this point I was addicted to drawing. I went out of my way to buy my first ever drawing book, How to Draw Manga, Basics and Beyond. And this is where I really started nailing down human anatomy, but in anime form, which is my ultimate goal. Going over body proportions, heads, hands, feet, legs, everything. I'll compare a drawing of Griffith I did back in March versus one I did in July. I couldn't believe how much I've been progressing. I'll start posting a bunch of art pieces and feel free to pause if you want to check them out.
Nice.
One major update to my drawing process is that I ended up downloading Procreate on my iPad, and then eventually I got an iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil Pro. Now, I don't think those made me a better artist per se, but it's just that my old setup was actually just getting me frustrated. The iPad would start lagging, the old stylus wouldn't even be registering my brushstrokes, like I needed an update. Okay, so I learned a lot. Here's some of the topics that I kind of enjoyed learning. Using references really helps with replicating an image. I'm still practicing this one, but wrinkles on fabric. Dynamic poses. Can't get enough of them. 1 and 2 point perspectives. I'm still working on 3 point. And then finally, the art of shading. I think I have to thank my friends for encouraging me to continue drawing. If it wasn't for them, then I probably wouldn't have gotten this far. Going from drawing nothing to feeling like I'm actually starting to be a growing artist. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more Kirby Air Ride content once Kirby Air Riders comes out. Bye bye!